So welcome back all of you to the structure analysis class. So in today's class, we will be learning how to analyze a three-hinged circular arch. So in the previous class, we have seen the parabolic arch. Just to recall what all we have done in the previous class, so a three-hinged parabolic arch was given and we were asked to calculate the moment, thrust and radial shear at 6 meters from the left support. So first we have calculated the vertical reaction, then we have calculated the horizontal reaction, then we have calculated the moment at the section of 6 meters from left support, and we have chosen y is equal to 4hx by L square into L minus x. So this is equation of parabola with origin at A, that is the left hand support. So once we have got the moment, we have calculated the vertical shear. So after getting the vertical shear, we have calculated the radial shear and normal thrust separately using the derivations which we have already done in the previous sessions. So in today's class, we will be mostly following the similar methodology except for the equation of circle. Now we need to choose equation of circle instead of equation of parabola. So this is the problem. A three-hinged circular arch hinged at the springing and the crown points has a span of 40 meters and a central rise of 8 meters. It carries a uniformly distributed load 20 kilonewton per meter over left half with a concentrated load at the right quarter span point, right? Quarter span point. Okay. Now find the reactions, normal thrust and shear. That's what. So we just need to calculate reactions, first step, normal thrust, radial shear. Moment is not required for this case. So first let us sketch the parabola. So if you can try to see this, it's an interesting problem. First, let us try to sketch the arch, not parabola, circular arch. It looks like a parabola, but actually it's not. Okay, it looks like that. Okay, but it will have the radius and all similar to a circle. We are sketching one half of it. So it is subjected to different loadings. So first part, let me take this as the center. So this is the central rise. Y is equal to 8 meters and total span 40 meters. This is 20 meters. This is 20 meters. Now what are the loads? UDL, how much? 20 kilonewton meter. 20 kilonewton meter. So this is left half, that is 20 meters. And 100 kilonewton at right quarter. So right is 20 and that center. So 10 meters, 10 meters. So that would be 100 kilonewton. So this is one hinge, this is one hinge, this is one hinge. So A, B, C. So this is the question. Now, first step is to calculate the reactions. So what are the reactions? VA, VB, this is HB, or it can be H also, anything is fine. HA. Okay. Now, what do we need to calculate? At 10 meters from the left support. So this is equal to 10 meters. Okay, and let the name of this point be capital D. Okay, in general, whenever you are trying to attempt these questions in the board exams, university exams, or competitive exams, okay, engineering services, or any exam, any government exams which have the descriptive paper, just for sketching the figure itself, you'll have a very good weightage of marks. Okay. So the first step would be calculation of reactions, vertical reactions. Okay. So when we're trying to calculate the vertical reactions, we need to take the moment about B. So taking moments about B, sigma MB is equal to 0. Okay. Sigma MB is equal to 0. So when we say that sigma MB is equal to 0, we need to consider everything towards this point, moment of all the expressions towards this point. So what do you get? So VA into 40, isn't it? Minus 20 into W into L by 2, right? But here 20 plus 20 by 2, 20 into 20 into 20 plus 20 by 2. Okay. And then minus 100 into 10 is equal to 0. So VA is equal to, when we substitute, so 20 into 20 into 30 plus 100 into 10, the whole divided by 40. So that is equal to 325 kilonewton. So VA is equal to 325 kilonewton. Now sigma Fy is equal to 0 implies VA plus VB is equal to, how much we get? We have the UDL 20 into 20. You can see that 20 into 20 plus 100. 20 into 20 plus 100. So VB is equal to 2020 is 400, 500 minus 325, that is equal to 175 kilonewton. Second step, horizontal reaction. Second step, horizontal reaction. Now to calculate this, taking moments about C. So see here, taking moments about C. What all we have? VA into 20 half, isn't it? Or VB, anything. So yesterday we have thought that we can come from either right hand side or left hand side. If you are coming from right, this is what we have. If you come from left hand side, VB into 20, see that VB into 20, then minus 100 into 10, minus 100 into 10, and then we have minus H into 8, minus H into 8. So sigma MC is equal to 0 from right support. It can be from left support also. For the sake of simplicity, we have chosen right support. So VB into 10, 20 minus 100 into 10, isn't it? Minus H into 8 is equal to 0. So 8H is equal to 20 into 175 plus 100 into 10. So which means HB, this is also HB, HB is equal to, when we substitute the values, 312.5 kilonewton, which is also equal to HA. Okay, that is how we calculate the reactions. Next, third step, normal thrust and radial shear. But before that, we need to calculate the equation of circle. Equation of circle. Let D be the point at a distance of 10 meter from the left support. 10 meter from the left support, where normal thrust and radial shear are to be calculated. Okay. Now, using the property of circles, we have the expression. So you can see that this is equal to y, or you can simply, this is h. This is h. Rise is h. So we have, if r is the circle, radius of the circle, which we need to find using the property of the circle, radius r is to be calculated. Okay. Now, so how do we do that? H into property of circle, h into 2r minus h is equal to L by 2 into L by 2. This is the property of circle. See here. So h into total, see, radius is r. So 2r minus h. So remaining portion, 2r will be a longer distance. R. So that means, if you see the entire, so r is equal to d by 2, right? Diameter of the circle is represented as 2r. Means total height of the circle into total diameter minus the portion. So whatever we need for this shape we have is equal to, so equating the length and the radius of the circle. So we get the value. That's what we need to calculate. So this is the basic properties of the circle which we generally study in our, uh, uh, first to 10th standard somewhere. So what is h? 8. 8 into 2r minus 8 is equal to 40 by 2 into 40 by 2, 400. So 2r minus 8 is equal to, so 20 is 400 by 8. 400 by 8, that is 50. So 2r is equal to 58. R is equal to 29 meters. So this is R. R is equal to 29 meters. Now we need to show that in the three-hinged arch, which is circular in shape. Where exactly is R and how do we get that? So see here, I will show it to you. So this is H. Okay. So this is point D. So from this point D, this is the R. This is R is equal to 29 meters and this is theta. That is theta. And here we can calculate the slope when we sketch the tangent here. This is theta. Such that what will happen to tan theta? So, or we can simply say slope at D is equal to slope at D is equal to theta is equal to means theta is equal to sine inverse 10 by r. The 10 is this portion 10 meters. Opposite side by hypotenuse. You can see that opposite side by hypotenuse. So 10 by r because it is sine theta. So 10 by r. So theta is equal to r is already 29. This is equal to sine inverse 10 by 29. This is the only additional step in the circular arch. 20.171 degrees. This is theta. Now once we know theta, see ultimately why are we trying to calculate this? We are calculating this to calculate the radial thrust, normal thrust and radial shear. Now after that, vertical shear. So which step this one? So this is the third step and now we are in fourth step. Vertical shear at D. Vertical shear at D is given by V is equal to VA minus 20 into 10 UDL. Correct, right? See here. So at this point, vertical is equal to downward, upward minus downward. So upward is VA, downward is 20 into distance is 10 meters. Distance is 10 meters. So VA is 325. So 325 minus 200. So V at D is equal to 125 kilonewton. And then we get N normal thrust. Normal thrust is given by N is equal to, what is the formula? V sin theta plus H cos theta. V sin theta plus H cos theta. So V is just nothing but, in order to avoid confusion, we can just name it as V itself. So 125 sin theta is 20.17 plus what is H? H is 312.5. 312.5 cos 20.17. Therefore, N is equal to, when we substitute the values, 336.44 kilonewton. So this is the normal thrust for three hinged circular arch. And what is the last step? Radial shear. So something, let us name it as Q, because we have already used R as the radius of circle. So this is V cos theta minus H sin theta. So when we substitute it, you will get it as 125 cos 20.17 plus minus 312.5 cos 20.17. So therefore, Q is equal to, when we substitute it, 9.57 kilonewton. Okay. So this is how we actually need to solve the problem of a three-hinged circular arch. Three-hinged circular arch. Okay. So next we move on to another problem associated with a three-hinged parabolic with a different kind of load. Okay. So let us see the next problem now. A symmetric three-hinged parabolic arch has a span of 30 meters and a central rise of 6 meters. The arch carries a distributed load of uniformly varying from 40 kilonewton per meter at each abutment to 0 at midspan. So At the ends it is 40 and at center it is 0. So uniformly varying load. So determine horizontal thrust and maximum positive bending moment in the arch. So first let us try to sketch the figure, a three hinged parabolic symmetric arch. Okay. So now, so we have the central rise, and first of all, what is the span? Span is, so this is one hinge, another hinge, and the third hinge. So span is 30 meters and rise is h is equal to 6 meters. And what are the loads acting? You can see that uniformly varying load, but when it comes to center, it is 0. So this is 40 kilonewton per meter. And this is also 40 kilonewton per meter. 15 meters, 15 meters. And let us try to write the reactions as this is VA, VB, HB, HA, and we have A, this is C, and this is B. So first step is always to calculate the reactions. So, but one thing that is important in this problem is this is symmetric. So first step, vertical reactions. Due to symmetry, VA is equal to VB is equal to half into total load, half into total load. So that implies what is total load? So half into 2 into area of the triangle. What is area of triangle? Half into base into height. Simple. So generally for triangular and uniformly varying load, we should not confuse or we should not get panicked. Load is straightforward. Half into base into area will be your load. Okay, so 2 will get cancelled. So VA is equal to VB is equal to, this becomes 20, 15, 20 is 300. 300 kilonewton. Simple, one step. Second step, horizontal reaction. So for that, sigma MC is equal to 0. So we will get it as VA into 15 minus HA into 6 minus area. So half into base is 15 into 40 height into, see here we are coming from right hand side. Okay, and we are taking the moments about this point. So 2/3 of 15 into 2/3 of 15. So this is 5 times, it will get cancelled. So isn't it? So VA into 15 minus HA into 6 minus half into base 15, height 40 into centroidal distance 2/3, because we are calculating it at moment at C. So away from, so from right angle 1/3, away from right angle 2/3. So from this, HA is equal to 250 kilonewton, and the same thing will hold good for HB also. Now third step, taking origin at crown. So taking origin, all this time in the previous problem we took origin at A, and equation of parabola is y is equal to 4hx by L square. Now because of symmetry, taking origin at C, due to symmetry, because from center both are same, from center both are same, equation of parabola for a symmetrical arch, equation of parabola is given by, implies x square by y is equal to constant. What is it? X square by y is equal to constant. Again same basic fundamental expression, x square by y is equal to constant. So now you can see that, so this is point D. I'm just sketching it with another color. Any section, I just took a section. So this is x and this is y for any given portion. Okay, x square by y is equal to constant A. But at center, x is equal to 15 and y is equal to 6. Substitute it. 15 square by 6 is equal to constant. 15 square by 6 is equal to constant. Therefore, constant A, I mean, we are giving some name, is equal to 37.5. Constant A is equal to 37.5. So x square is equal to 37.5A, and x square is equal to 37.5y, in fact. Yeah, and y is equal to x square by 37.5. See here, this is what we want. This is the equation of parabola for a symmetrical shaped arch, which is parabolic in shape. There is one more thing for us to understand, which is very important. So now for load, you see here, so this is 40. Okay, so that is 40, and at a section x, that load Wx is equal to x by 15 into 40, isn't it? Correct, na? So for 15 meters, it is 40. For x, how much? So for 15 meters, the load is 40. For x, how much? That implies this. So these are the two confusing or complicating things which people might come across in analyzing this. So now moving on to the next step, it is again straightforward. Moment at a section x. So this moment at a section x is given by, so due to symmetry there is no vertical shear because everything will be balanced. So moment at section x, mx is equal to how much? H into y minus half x into that load is wx into 2x by 3. Center, no? 2x by 3. So substitute the values. So that is equal to 250y minus half into x into x by 15 into 40 into 2x by 3. So that implies 250x square by, so this is 250 itself. This is not there. Yeah, 250x square by 37.5 minus 40x cube by 45. 40x cube by 45. So here we have y. Earlier I have striked it off. So what is y? Y is equal to x square by 37.5. Now for maximum bending moment, dou mx by dmx by dx is equal to 0. Dmx by dx is equal to 0. So once we substitute dmx by dx is equal to 0, you will get an expression, and from that, that is a point where you will get the maximum moment. Okay, so this we will continue in the next session. Okay, so thank you all for your patience.